Why in the world is Will Smith slapping Chris Rock in the face? Let's break it down. The Academy Awards, popularly known as the Oscars, awards for artistic and technical merit in the film industry. Pretty prestigious. Also an award show that's viewership has been on a severe decline over the past 10 years. Makes you wonder, was this a stunt, a bit, a grab for attention? And we'll cover if this was intentional at the end of the video. Chris Rock was doing what he does best. Cracking jokes on stage. He makes a joke about Jada Smith. She could be in the next G.I. Jane movie.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
G.I. Jane is a 1997 American war drama film starring Demi Moore that tells the fictional story of the first woman to undergo special operations training similar to the US Navy SEALs. Demi Moore was bald in that movie. Jada Smith is bald. It's a bald joke. It's the whole thing's about a bald joke. That's the joke, is that Jada Smith is bald, Demi Moore is bald, G.I. Jane, that's the joke. Now, Jada Smith is bald, however, this might carry more weight because she has alopecia. And alopecia is a condition in which hair is lost from some or all areas of the body. Often it results in a few bald spots on the scalp, each about the size of a coin. You can thank Wikipedia for that definition. And Jada at some point shaved her head completely. At the same time though, I thought that Demi Moore was a heartthrob during that era. Am I wrong? Was this just a compliment by Chris Rock? That's a stretch. But another thought is Chris Rock the one at fault here? I don't know for certain, but I imagine the Oscars to be a pretty bureaucratic process when it comes to writing. And my guess is Chris probably didn't have all that much control on the jokes that are on the teleprompter. And if he does have a little control, I doubt he was the sole writer. And my guess is that there's a team of writers that put the teleprompter script together and Chris was just reading away, baby. Because there's probably a lot of things you can and cannot say when you are on the Oscars. Kind of like, keep my wife's name out your mouth. Could be one of them. In any case, we see Will Smith laughing and smiling at the joke, and then Jada rolls her eyes, and then chaos ensues, baby. Will makes his sprint to the stage to throw hands with Chris Rock. Will slaps Chris, or moreover, assaults Chris on stage, another A-list celebrity. A-list assault, baby. And walks back to his seat like he's the man, like he did it. And here's some additional speculation for you. There's talks that Jada made him do it. Jada said, go up there and stand up for me. There's talks that Chris Rock's joke just sent him over the edge, and Chris is the one that made Will do it. But at the end of the day, Will has free will. And will Will Smith use free will well? Well, we'll see. Well, we did see. And what we found was he didn't. He didn't use his free will all that well. After the slap, he returns to his seat, and you can see him say, or continue to say, keep my wife's name out your mouth, with some profanity sprinkled in between. And we have to hand it to Chris Rock. I know a handful of comedian and improv actors that would just simply not pass up the opportunity to make another joke in that moment. Chris has been in the industry for years. There's no doubt in my mind that he had a handful of comebacks that he was ciphering through, but chose not to say any of them. So big props to him for maintaining his composure and not saying any of the things that maybe the public was thinking. Hit the like button if you're tracking so far, and comment down below if you think this will affect Will Smith's reputation. Other actions Will could have taken in place of throwing hands is maybe just a witty comeback. After all, you're sitting in the front row at the Oscars, and typically where comedians do their crowd work is front row. You're in the roast zone, baby. You gotta be strapped with those comebacks. A simple subtweet is usually a good choice for celebrities that are a little more passive in their conflict resolution strategy. And I'd go as far as say maybe you even contact Chris or the Academy afterward and ask for a written apology to be thrown out there publicly. Even if those are not the best actions of choice, I have to say they might be better than trying to slap Chris Rock across the face. I don't know. Assault? I don't know. How will this affect Will Smith's reputation? Now, coming from my personal opinion, I don't think it will. At all. A-list celebrities have some of the best PR teams on the planet, and no judgment, but if Logan Paul can film a dead body and still have a career, if Chris D'Elia can groom minors and still have a career, I think Will Smith can get away with slapping Chris Rock in the face and still have a career. It's unfortunate, but I really don't think there's going to be harsh consequences or any consequences at all that are going to be permanently impactful on Will or his career. But at a minimum, it did overshadow his acceptance speech last night because he did win an Oscar, but his actions kind of negated everything he was saying. His acceptance speech included how he wanted to be a symbol of love. That's tough.
I'm being called on in my life to love people.
And it was strange that he still received almost a standing ovation after his acceptance speech, despite his actions that he had earlier in the night. I'm a big Will Smith fan, shout out to the boy, but you just blasted a dude in the face. I don't know if I'd be giving you a standing ovation. Great performance in the movie, but you blasted a man tonight, sir, with your hand, open-handed. I think it's weird that they just cheered him on anyway. That's just weird. It's weird, right? There's gotta be something a little weird about that. Was this an orchestrated bit? I'm gonna say no. However, with the Oscars losing their audience retention year over year, it'd be one heck of a move to try to pull something like this off. But I also can't imagine that Chris would have his hands behind his back if he knew a slap was coming. I don't know. And finally, does this matter? I don't think so. Not even in the slightest. A feud between A-list celebrities shouldn't be taking up our time, especially with so much greater turmoil going on around the world. I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. However, the memes should be good, and I am trying to cash in on these views. So just go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Like and comment what you think of all this. Was this real? Does this change your opinion about Chris or Will in any way? You have purpose, and I'll see you in the next one. I should also say, I cast no judgment, here to just explain things in a comedic way. Forgiveness is a good thing. Will made a mistake, big overreaction. I think a lot of people make mistakes, and I think forgiveness and grace is a great thing. So keep that in mind, but they also are A-list celebrities, so I don't think they care about your opinion at all. Nor do they care about mine. All right. Peace.